Congratulations, Attack on Titan, you destroyed the internet. I spent so much time going back and forth between Crunchyroll and Funimation trying to see which one would start working first, but yeah, eventually I got Funimation to work, so I ended up watching it there. But yeah, episode 76 of Attack on Titan released. Really great episode overall. Really liking how MAPPA is finally starting to get the gist of, I guess, using the CGI they're using for Attack on Titan. The Titans themselves looked good. They are doing a lot better, kind of creating that velocity, that ferociousness of the Titans themselves. Doing a lot better with the angles of the camera, just to give it a more of a sense that these are big Titans fighting, and that's always been my argument with their use of CGI, is it never really feels like these are Titans. It always feels like they're toys just kind of bouncing around in, some blocks. So they're doing a lot better there. Now, unfortunately, I'm still not liking their use of CGI on the soldiers. I still think that looks terrible. They did that once with the first part, and they stopped doing it, and now they're doing it again. So it's like, please stop. I don't need soldier CGI. But yeah, we got a content warning on this episode. They apparently knew that this was going to be pretty brutal. And so yeah, we pretty much had a lot of mowing down of soldiers. Obviously a lot more brutal than most episodes. Not a big bother to me, but again, they choose to do that. They do that. But yeah, opening up the episode, pretty much having it right off where we left off. Peak is essentially running off with Gabby. Claims that Eren obviously is the enemy. The Marleyan soldiers start showing up. And again, all pure chaos starts to unfold. It seems like despite the fact that Yelena realizes that this is not a good situation for them, Eren still charges forward. And the reason why he charges forward is because, as we already established in this series, Reiner's kind of like the big rival of Eren. He's always been the rival ever since, I don't know, would be the end of first season, I think. The Armored Titan's always been Eren's rival. And so he knows the only reason the Marleyans are there is because Reiner talked them into it. And so he's going to go out there and face off against Reiner. So we have to have our big rival fight happening there, which is, again, very brutal fight. Now utilizing, was it the Hammer Titan? Using these spikes and stuff on everything was really cool. And pretty much, again, it's pretty much, 4 Titans versus 1. Not really looking too well for him. The Armor Titan, the Jaws Titan, and the Carriage Titan. So 3, I guess. I don't know. But we had a brief moment where Peak was talking with the other soldiers, and I guess their biggest fear right now is they want to obviously reclaim the Founding Titan. They want to obviously keep separate both Zeke and Eren, because they do know that there's something there. There's a reason why, and I guess they're coming to conclusion at this point that is, I guess, their plan. In order to create this rumbling, they're assuming that is what is going to cause it. And additionally, the other big conversation that we have in this episode is Nyankopon releasing everybody else from the prison and really kind of establishing, I guess, where everybody's standing right now, because there's a lot of confusion about what's going on. A lot of confusing information was kind of laid upon them in the previous season, and now they're all kind of trying to figure that out. Nyankopon obviously saying, he wants to help the island. It's always been his desire. He does love the island, but at the same time, he has this conflict that he knows that if what they're doing goes through, that's going to lead to the euthanizing of all the aliens. And so even if they were to save the island won't flourish. And so he's obviously facing a conflict there. So with that said, Armin does trust him because he does know this is somebody that said things in the past that conflicts with that. Additionally, Armin is conflicted because he doesn't believe Eren would want to do all this terrible, horrible stuff, but obviously Eren is doing this stuff, so he believes that he's playing into Yelena's hands in order to, I guess, trick them eventually. And yes, obviously, the other big confusion we're having right now is Mikasa. She doesn't know if what she's doing is what she wants to do, or if what she's doing is what the Akaman blood wants her to do. What Eren told her about the Akamans, is it true? And does she want to help him because of that, or does she want to help him because of, she wants to help him? Again, a very big confusing point for a lot of the characters. They're all really trying to figure out what they want to do. Do they help Eren because obviously because that's Yonkapon's whole point is that, yes, I want you guys to help Eren, but Eren wants to do this and it's terrible. Yes, but if we can at least get them to do the rumbling, that will cause them to fear the island and at least leave. And then they could probably deal with the whole euthanizing thing. It's like, let's maybe possibly do this part, and then we'll figure out that part later. And yes, I guess we can get into that other scene I think one of the worst things for anybody that did not read the manga was obviously what happened with Zeke and Levi. And we get a brief moment where Hanj and the rest of this team find Levi and what possibly is Zeke. And yeah, Levi's toast. He's got just fragments all over his face. Now the obviously big question mark is they wanted to immediately, put a bullet in his head. Like, this is our biggest threat. Levi was our biggest threat. Let's make sure the job's done. And then Hanj is like, no, he's dead. He's really dead. He's really dead. And they're like, okay, well, let me see him. I can check his pulse. No, it's all right. And then, that's when Zeke ends up showing up and Hanj runs off with Levi. So, yeah, it's a big question mark there is he doesn't look good. Hanj just claimed that he's dead, but she won't let them see him. Well, obviously because they would, mutilate his body, but we'll see where that goes. But yeah, it's not looking good for him, and obviously it wasn't looking good based on the last scene that we had of him taking that lance. But Zeke's obviously alive. Zeke talks about the whole vision of seeing this girl crafting his body out of sand and these streams in the sky, which he claims are like paths, or I guess would be possible futures, possible paths. I did like Peek's comment to Gabby when Gabby was wondering if she was really betraying them, because obviously she was, feeding into Eren quite a bit with the previous episode, and so her whole thing was that she thought that Peek was betraying them, and then she pretty much claims that it's not that she's really trying to help the Marlians, because obviously the Marlians are terrible. It's more the fact that she trusts in her comrades, that she does everything she does for her comrades. It's not for the Marlians. As much as I hate Gabby, it was a good scene. Just for Peek. I hate Gabby. I will always hate Gabby, and I will remain to hate Gabby all the way into the end. But yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. Like I said, fantastic episode, even though it broke the internet. I'm looking forward to the future episodes. I might do impressions on this show on a weekly basis, depending on if this does well or not. But hope you guys enjoyed my impressions on the episode 76 of Attack on Titan, or episode 1 of part 2 of Attack on Titan, the final. Hope you guys enjoy. If you guys did, hit a like button down below, comment, let me know about the episode, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video if you can, support us on Patreon, or throw our tips link in the description below. Definitely appreciate everybody that does, and y'all take care.